Okay, so YouTube has a problem. I mean, they have many problems. They have a lot of problems. Dear God, I could go on for 8 days straight about the problems this platform has. But the key problem right now, the big problem, not only in 2019, but going back a couple years even, it's just been this ongoing situation, is children. And children using YouTube and the type of content aimed at children on this platform. And the fact that it is really being a thorn in YouTube's side. So much so that we're hearing about this today, where YouTube may restrict kids' videos to its dedicated app. Now, this is both a good and a bad thing, specifically if you know how the YouTube Kids app has been manipulated in the past, right? InfoWars videos have been on the YouTube Kids app. It's not a perfect system, but it does go to show you that things have gotten so bad that YouTube is literally looking into the concept of splitting itself from children-based content to everything else. And if that happens, I don't know how bad it's going to be for creators on the main platform of YouTube. And I'm talking about that in regards to AdSense. And I'll get to that whole point. Now, anyway, it says here that YouTube's handling of kids' videos has been problematic, to put it mildly, but the company is apparently looking into major changes in policy to further prevent incidents. The Wall Street Journal sources understand that YouTube is both considering moving all child-oriented videos to its dedicated kids app and disabling the autoplay feature on that programming. Both moves could hurt ad revenue, but they theoretically steer clear of kids' objectionable clips. And there, like again, you have the situation with Alex Jones content popping up there. Filthy Frank clips have popped up there. The system itself, the algorithm itself is not perfect, and it's not hard to game. If you go in there and create children's programming in a bright thumbnail and you have a little bit of stuff in there, the algorithm is not going to be able to pick up on everything. I mean, there's a lot it can do. Just to give you an idea, I spoke with a YouTube engineer when I was at their creator space in LA back in November, and I asked her about swearing on the platform. And she's like, the algorithm can detect what swear word you use, how often you use it, the frequency, like your tone and your inflection for how mad you are. They can look at your face. And they can tell how, like, if you're on camera, they can look at your face and determine whether you're happy or sad or mad or raging or whatever. I'm not even kidding you. And they can determine whether or not that swear word is associated with an insult. That is how crazy it's getting with this platform. It is nuts what they're able to do with it. So they could probably get most of those objectionable clips off of the kids app, which is fine with me. But again, if all of that children-based content is where the advertisers are going to go, this is Adpocalypse 4.0, right? We're like I said, if you can survive 2019, if you're a YouTuber and you can survive 2019, you should relatively be okay. But get ready for it to be a hell of a ride. A hell of a ride come the end of the year, the latter half of the year, 100%. Now, it's uncertain how close YouTube is to implementing either decision. A YouTube spokesperson said that Google division considers lots of ideas, but some of them just remain ideas. This is one that I'm kind of torn on because I have asked the question before, should YouTube just get rid of all children's programming, or not all children's programming, but videos featuring children, videos that are created by kids, videos that, like the children vlogs, things like that. And I put a poll out on Twitter about this, and the overwhelming response came back with, yes, get rid of them. Now, what does that tell you? It tells you that there's enough of a fear on this platform from predatory behavior and predatory content and predators in general that a lot of people out there are very, very, very willing to get rid of all of that content as a way to just do away with the problem, nuke it from orbit, because there's really no other way to fix it. You want to look at like Matt's What It Is and him going into like the videos and like people putting timestamps in the comment section where there would be a suggestible content, as like a marker, was disgusting. And it was the thing that caused YouTube to disable comments on a lot of videos featuring children. And a lot of people are very upset about that because it feels like their audience is being, well, cut off. and they don't like that. And it becomes this major, major, major issue. Now, I don't know if how much of this is going to be addressed at VidCon next month, if they are going to address it at all. Clearly, I have my ear to the ground on as much as I possibly can, and I will keep my ear out for this. But again, I agree with this here. It says it wouldn't be surprising if the company took action. Incidents involving disturbing videos and comments have led to major advertisers pulling out. However, temporarily, it might not be worthwhile to keep kids' videos within the main YouTube service using the same features. It could also lead further problems for more disheartened advertisers, and this could also head off potential government investigations. And again, YouTube and all of these social media platforms kind of run on the whole idea of self-regulation. Like they're the ones that are going to, they self-regulate in order to stay within the safe harbor guidelines, right? So as a publisher, the Safe Harbor Act basically allows them to allow people like me and you and whomever to upload whatever content we want, provided it does kind of stay within these guidelines. And if anything gets reported, they have to then act and take it down immediately. So one of the reasons why when it comes to copyright claims, YouTube acts, because they have to. At that point, when a person files a copyright claim, they are legally declaring to the government, to the federal government, that they own something and that it's been taken from them. And so it's a big deal that YouTube, in order to protect itself, has to then act. It's a whole messy system, and one that will ultimately end in regulation. We're heading down that path. The Wild West days of the internet are effectively done. And we're seeing that where people are really feeling the pinch of it. And so as a result of that, what are they doing? Well, a lot of people have been really ramping up certain things in order to try to stay ahead of the curve. And it's burning them out at a faster rate, because this is unfortunately the situation that YouTube has kind of put on itself. I think again, it's going to be very interesting to see where things go here in the next couple of years. Now, it does go on to say here, finishing up, so YouTube may not have the final say in the situation. The Wall Street Journal insiders claim that Google chief Sundar Pichai is personally involved in navigating YouTube through some of its recent problems. If he thinks YouTube isn't doing enough to protect kids, he may implement policies like these regardless of what the unit management wants. Now, the unit management this is a subtle way of saying Susan Wojcicki, because the buck ultimately stops with her. She is the CEO of YouTube, and she's been around with Google for a long time. I think over 15 years. Her sister is the CEO of 23andMe, who's married to one of the higher ups at Google, or whatever the hell it is, right? So it's like, it's all incestuous. It's all these things. But her head could be on the chopping block if this gets bad enough and parents start demanding that they do something more about this. It's going to look negative on YouTube. And then YouTube, as always, is going to simply overreact to head the problem off at the pass and make it look good from an outward perspective. But it's going to then impact creators negatively, which is then going to put a lot of pressure on them to, I don't know, but whatever it is, it's not going to be good. And the answer is not create better content, because it wouldn't matter when you're up against an algorithm that's suppressing you, or you're up against advertisers that don't want to run on your videos because you might have said one or two naughty words, and the clean content aimed for children is really where it's at, financially speaking. I mean, there's a reason why Ryan's toy blog is now, he makes like $7 million a year, and he's got a TV show on Nickelodeon. There's money in children's programming. I mean, look at a dude named Blippi. His content, my nephew loves, and the dude gets like 45 million views on some of these videos. And all he does is bounce around certain things and point out colors. I mean, like, really. I watch his videos and I ask myself, what am I doing with my life? But that's the point. Is YouTube and advertisers are going to want safe content. They're going to want safe, secure content. They're pushing us not necessarily towards a squeaky clean YouTube, but something that is going to not resemble what Times Square was back in the 1980s. And if you know anything about the restoration, how they reformed Times Square in New York, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So get ready for that. Who knows what's going to happen? If you want to support these channels, Patreon is a really good way to do it, because a lot of people are being demonetized for no reason. Channel memberships, you can join that up too. I recommend, look, I'm not going to lie. Probably the best course of action would be to turn off that pesky ad block, because at this point, this is going to help them out right now rather than down the road. So it's up to you. Your guys, I'll keep you informed the best I can. I plan on really diving deep into this at VidCon when I'm there, when I speak with my contacts at YouTube and whatnot. And I look forward to bringing you guys the info. Anyway, have yourself a great day. Leave your comments. If you made it this far in the video, toss me a like and put YouTube in the chat so I know. And I'll talk to you all later. Have yourself a great day and peace out.